this is Wild Unfiltered. Why the name? Because Wild is my name, and Unfiltered because this is a safe space for all of us to talk about anything and everything that we want to. So welcome to everyone. I'm wearing the same outfit because I'm filming back to back, so sorry about that, but that's how it goes, I think, in YouTube. So yeah, this video is my wish list. So yeah, I was chatting to Pamela from Bag Addict 71 last night, and we were messaging each other saying, what are we doing? Sometimes you get so obsessed with what's next. What's the next bag? What's the next thing? What's on your wish list? What's, you know, and actually just enjoy the things that you have. Look at your collection and think, people would be, I would say they would kill for my collection, but a lot of people would be more than happy with even half of my collection. So instead of always thinking what's next, just enjoy, just be, just make sure you use and love the things that you've actually got. So I'd already planned to do this video, which was my current wish list. And yeah, when I was having the discussions with Pamela, I thought she's absolutely right. You know, just enjoy the things you have rather than worrying about what you want next. However, because I'd already planned it and because there are always things that you want at some point in the future, I thought I'll go ahead and film it. And what I'll probably do is try to be a lot more sensible in my purchases and a little bit more. I've always been quite savvy in what I'm buying, but now that I have cut back my work, I do need to be more sensible. So as part of that, I will be more sensible, but it doesn't mean there aren't things that I would like in the future. So I'm going to go ahead and do the wish list video now, and we'll probably come back to it in 6 months' time or something and just see, did I get any of those things? Did I change my mind on any of those things? Did my attitude change on things, as in actually these are just material things and I don't need any of them? Or did I go mad and buy all of them? Or did I buy a load of different things that aren't even on the list? So just thought it was interesting, a bit of fun, light-hearted. I'm not going to go out and spend a fortune. We don't need to be happy, do we? But anyway, let's get cracking. So again, I've got my planner because this is a bit of a chatty one. So let's start with shoes. So yeah, I've had a love-hate relationship with designer shoes. I said in another video which are my favourites, which cripple me, and yeah, keep taking shots every time I say crippling. But yeah, some do cripple me and some have been better. So I've tended to move away from designer shoes, and I've bought quite a lot more recently of Russell & Bromley shoes. And I just think they're great quality, and they're still expensive. They're not cheap in any way, but I just think they're just made really well, and they're comfortable, and they all hold up well. I'm a massive lover of Russell & Bromley, so I'm doing more of that really. I bought 2 pairs of ballet flats recently, and to me, I just don't think I'll buy Chanel. I just don't see the point in paying more for the CCs on the front of them. So for me, some things it's worth buying the luxury version, and some things it's just not. So I pick and choose. So anyway, I'm loving Russell & Bromley. However, if I was to get a couple of pairs of designer shoes, there's three that I would really like. And one is to get another colour in the Hang Easy shoes that I've got. These are the Manolo Blahnik. These are the Hang Easy shoes. And I said in my other video, these are just the best. They are so comfortable. They're in the beautiful satin with I'm not a blingy person generally, but just I don't mind this. They're beautiful, aren't they? How can you mind this? But they are a showstopper shoe, but they're not too crazy. And as I said before, I go for the 90 heel. So yeah, I'd like another pair of these in a different colour, just so that I've got the option of wearing maybe they do like a champagne gold and again, I'm not a gold blingy person at all, but the champagne colour in this is actually, in the satin, it looks more beige, more neutral. It's beautiful. So maybe something like that. So I've got a neutral version of these, and I would even consider getting, I think it's either the 70 or 75 heel, just a little bit lower. I definitely won't go any higher than these. So yeah, that's one pair that is on my wish list. If there's an event that I'm going to that I need a neutral pair, that's maybe when I might buy those. But unless I could get them, I got those in the sale, the black ones, and unless I could get some more in the sale, I don't think I'd spend the amount that they are at full price. So that's one pair. I'll do a cutaway of my trainers, my sneakers, because they're not up here at the moment. And these are my Chanel sneakers, and I think I know 3 or 4 people have got the exact same pair of these, and they are really expensive, don't get me wrong. And I'm sure there's other pairs of sneakers, like fashion sneakers, that, you know, are probably just as comfy or just and everything. I can't really justify the price of them at all. However, I have worn them to death, and they are still like perfect. I mean, they are still like new. Any time we go anywhere where I want to still look nice but we're walking, so if we go to London, go to Paris, go to somewhere where you know you're on your feet walking all day, but you still just want to look nice and put together, and but you need to be comfortable, they're my go-to the whole time. Whenever we go travelling, they're the first things that are on my feet for the travel day, because they are incredibly comfortable, and I have really strange funny feet, and I've talked about this before. I've got a high arch and a high instep, and I find certain flatter pairs of shoes excruciating, but those are just, they're amazing. So I would love another pair of those, again in a different colour, just because I would say I put a picture up here of them. They're just black with the white edging around the soles, and they go with everything. So I don't really need another pair, but as a wish list item, if there was some in a lighter colour, you know, in a white or a I don't know, a pale grey or something like that, it just gives me another option. So yeah, at some point I would like another pair of those. And the only other shoes to mention is, I've always wanted the Hermes Oran sandals, and I'll put a picture up here, particularly in the gold, which is the tan colour. I just think for holidays they look amazing, and the reason I haven't bought them is because I just think they'll be excruciating for me. They're completely flat, there's no support in them, and so they're on the wish list. And if I come across some, I tried some on a couple of years ago now in Hermes in Selfridges in Manchester, and they actually did have the actual ones that I liked in the softer leather. And I did try them on, and they felt okay, but I wasn't spending at the time, so I wasn't going to buy them. And I just thought, I'm not sure if they're just going to be, you know, they feel okay now just in the store, but once you keep them on and you're trying to walk a little while. So anyway, they sort of stay on the wish list, but I've never actually pulled the trigger. Just on the accessories and SLG type things, I think I've said in another video, I don't have a lot of SLGs. I'm a bag lover, and I'm getting more into ready to wear, but I don't have a lot of SLGs. I have a couple of small wallets, a couple of large wallets, and a card case, and other than my new key clay and a 6-ring key holder, I think that's pretty much it. I've got a few larger pouches, but not necessarily leather ones. I've got some fabric ones that I use inside my bags. But yeah, I've never bought a lot of those types of things. I'd rather save up and put it towards a bag, so I've tried to be sensible on those. But there are a couple of things I would really like that I suppose are in that category of accessory. And the first thing is I've mentioned this before, the LV agenda cover. So this is my mulberry one that I mention in every video, and I love this, but it's so heavy, and it's very dated now, isn't it? I mean, it really is, but it was a moment in time. I absolutely love it. It brings back a lot of memories. But yeah, I think I would like the LV one just because it's a lot lighter, because it's in the canvas. So I would just go for the monogram. And I know Emma absolutely loves her, she raves about it. So yeah, that's something on my wish list at some point in the future. And the only other thing I'd like in that sort of category is the Nice BB Louis Vuitton. So it's the monogram, again I'll put a picture up here. It's the monogram vanity case. It's not a bag, it's actually a vanity, and I just think that'd be really handy for travelling. You can keep everything stood up in it. You can actually just get a little bag insert that keeps everything from falling down and protect the inside of it and everything else. But it is meant to be used, so I wouldn't worry too much about it, because things are here to be used, aren't they? And I think I said in another video, I did buy this, and it was in the first lockdown, and I bought it online. I'd been working crazy hours, and I saw that it was all sold out, and I was just looking online and it was there. And so I ordered it and it arrived. And because we were in lockdown, I opened it and I thought, what am I doing? There's people who are suffering, and it hasn't stopped me buying things since. I'm not trying to be holier than thou with it, but I just had a moment where I just thought, what are you doing? We don't know what the future is. We're battling in our business of what was going to happen, what was going to happen to our clients. Clients were all needing help. Everybody was struggling. And I just thought, what are you doing buying something frivolous like this? And I just sent it back. I just couldn't buy it. It was just a moment in time. And yeah, you could always think like that, couldn't you? That these things are frivolous and everything. But yeah, I sort of regretted sending it back really, because the prices have just gone up and up since. But I just had a huge thing of guilt came over me of what on earth are you doing? So yeah, that sort of stays on the wish list, but it is a you know, a real luxury, isn't it? None of us need any of these things. Bags. Well, there's always something on my wish list for bags, and again, you know, we'll see as time goes on if I slow down with the bag purchases. I know my husband would be very pleased if I did. But there's a couple of bags that are just on my mind all the time. It's crazy, really. First one, I've mentioned this before, is the Loewe puzzle bag, and I'll put a picture up here. I'm obsessed with this puzzle bag, and I think the small size in the tan colour, in the smooth leather. Originally I quite like the pebbled leather, but the tan colour is more of a caramel, and it's not as nice for me as the tan colour in the smooth leather, so I think I'd go for the colour of that one. And every time I look at it, I just really like it. I don't know what it is. I think the quality of it's beautiful, and the price is for Loewe. I don't think it's a bad price, but I don't know. There's something holding me. Well, what's holding me back buying it is my husband, because he hates it. And if he hates something, it always makes me think. I'm not saying I wouldn't buy it, but I just think, oh no, he doesn't like it. And it's always in my mind. But I love it. And I keep loving it. So I don't think that's going anywhere off my wish list anytime soon. And the same with the Bottega, with the interwoven. I've always loved the pouch, and now there's the teen pouch, which is probably a better size, and the mini Jodie and the Jodie regular size. I just really love them, but the bigger the size you get, say the Jodie, or is it the small Jodie? It's actually quite a big bag. It's really, really expensive. So it's the price that's putting me off that, because for that sort of price you could buy pretty much a Chanel bag or a Dior bag. So I can't see myself buying that anytime soon, but I always look at them and I always want one. And then, yeah, the other bags that I'm lusting after, and I've mentioned this before, I'm just obsessed with the Louis Vuitton Speedy. So I do think at some point in the future, I will get a Speedy, and I'm not sure. I love the empreinte leather, so I suspect it'll be that one. But I'm also looking at the monogram, not the monogram, the Damier Azur. I don't have anything other than a scarf in the Damier Azur pattern, and I don't know why I've never bought it. I don't know if it's just because I've worried about the upkeep of it being such a light colour, but I don't know, it's a beautiful summer bag. So I'm deliberating whether Speedy and I like them as a crossbody, so definitely the 25, no bigger than the 25, I think. But yeah, I've mentioned this in a couple of other videos. I just haven't found the right Speedy. They're either the right size but the wrong chain. I quite like the canvas strap, but that doesn't come with the Speedy, and then you have to buy a separate strap. And I'm waiting for a nice colour to come out in the on-front leather in the size 20. So I'm looking at the 20 and the 25, and at some point I will get a Speedy. It's just which one. And then just on ready to wear, yeah, I have an absolutely beautiful Louboutin cashmere wrap coat. Again, I'll put a picture here of me in it. And it's the most beautiful piece of ready to wear I've ever seen. And I think I said this in another video. I never ever say things like this because I never feel nice. But in that, I do feel nice, and I feel like just the feel of it. It makes me feel really nice to wear it. And yeah, so I would really love something else that's high-end ready to wear. Now I've looked at the Dior. I really would love a really big puffer coat, quite cropped maybe. And the Dior, I'll put some pictures up here. There's a Dior one that I really love in the oblique, and I think it's reversible. And then I also love the LV ones. Now there's different ones and they come out different styles, and I wouldn't want it too monogrammed, but there's some that just have bits of monogram. So I'll try and find some photos, but that's just so expensive. So they're on the wish list. I would love, if I had a lottery win, I'd love them, but I can't see me buying them anytime soon. I also have tried on the Dior shirt, and it's just a white shirt. It's just a white shirt, and it's got a little bee embroidered, but the cut of it, the fit of it, the fabric, it's just beautiful. And I remember trying it on and my husband saying it's beautiful, but for the price of it, it's crazy. It was over, I think it was over £1,000. I would never ever spend that on a white shirt, but I love it. There's something, I keep going back to it. And my husband was saying, you could go to a tailor, get one completely tailored, made for you, and he can embroider a bee on it if you want a bee on it. And I was saying, it's not the same, is it? But I get his point. Yeah, so I won't be buying that, but it's something that always stays on my mind, that, you know, to find a really, I find it very, very difficult to find a beautiful white shirt that's crisp, that fits just right. That I'm quite broad, but then I've got quite a small waist for my body frame, but my chest isn't massive. So I find, because I'm quite broad, that if I get one that fits well on the shoulders, it's just too baggy and it makes me look huge. But then if I get one that's more fitted in a smaller size, I feel like I'm like this in it. And I think my arms here, the hole, if you like the sleeve hole here, is always too tight. So I'm always thinking, I'm either feeling really restricted or it's too baggy and it's like a big sack. So yeah, I've struggled to find a really nice fitted, beautiful, crisp white shirt. I've got some from various places. I've never found the one. So yeah, that's on the list, a beautiful white shirt. I will keep looking. And the other thing to mention, two other things in regard to clothing. I want to invest in some beautiful leather leggings. I've got some really amazing faux leather leggings. I've got some commando ones, and I've got some Spanx ones, and I've got some, what other make were they? All Saints. And they were all, I think, recommendations from Cleo Lacey. Oh, Cleo Lacey Edwards now, because she's just got married. But yeah, from Demi Couture, who I'm sure you all follow. But yeah, when I did personal shop with Cleo, she gave me a load of hints, and yeah, I bought all those three on her recommendation, and they're great. They're all really good. But I'd love some full leather ones, and I think her recommendation on that was the Joseph ones. But I think they're about £800 or £900. So I'm not going to invest in those anytime soon, but I would like some. I think though I can see, and again, this is how I visualise things. I can see when I've lost a little bit more weight, the leather leggings, the crisp white shirt, and this. Red lip, done. So they're on the list. And the only other things that I wanted to mention on the wish list was Lilly Silk. I've bought so much Lilly Silk over the last, well, quite a few years now. I've been buying it, and yeah, I've bought the SOS shirt on the recommendation of Amelia Rose's Closet, and the SOS shirt, I've got it in the striped, so it's white with a navy pinstripe, absolute favourite. And then I found it in a midnight blue, which then I recommended to Amelia, and she's got that one now. We both have that one, and that's absolutely beautiful. And I've also got a couple of shirt dresses and jumpers and little vest tops. I've got quite a few Lilly Silk things, but the Dior Cashmere Jumper, which I've seen all over Instagram, and I hate buying things when I see it all over Instagram, but I do gravitate towards it, and it's a roll neck, and it's like a creamy ivory colour, and it's got the diamond pattern on it. And I think it's that's part of their cashmere collection, and I think for the price, for the quality, it's pretty good. So yeah, that's on the wish list. So as soon as we start going into slightly colder weather, I'm there. So yeah, I think that's it for my wish list. The only other thing I'd like is to invest in a little bit more fine jewellery as time goes on. I'm not going to buy the Love Ring. I'm not going to buy the Justin Clue. I think they're beautiful, but I just don't think they're for me. And yeah, I quite like going to my local jeweller and invest in something that's a little bit more individual, that I can maybe either choose from there, or they can even design for me. So I'm looking for a beautiful, this is my eternity ring, and it's very, very special to me. But just to have an alternative for here, I would love a stone, like a coloured stone set with diamonds, quite big. We'll see what the budget allows, but maybe a sapphire, maybe an emerald, maybe aquamarine. I really don't know. I want to just go and have a look, but just something, you know, a statement piece that I won't wear all the time, because this is my everyday eternity ring, which means the world to me. But sometimes I just want to have an alternative. So yeah, and maybe some diamond earrings and some big ones, just solitaires. Anyway, that's enough. So that's my wish list. So yeah, I'll come back in about 6 months and revise my wish list, and we'll go through and we'll say, how many of these have I ticked off the list? How many things have been added to the list? How many things have been removed from the list because they've actually not what I want anymore? Or yeah, just what my thoughts are. So yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching, and I might see you on another one.